In the cold, silent expanse of deep space, the research vessel Horizon glided smoothly through the dark cosmic canvas.
Captain Una Park stood at the bridge, her keen eyes scanning the holographic displays that flickered with star charts and planetary data. Her team of 12 researchers represented humanity's latest deep space exploration mission, a blend of scientific curiosity and adventurous spirit. The ship's sensors picked up an unusual energy signature from a previously uncharted planet in the Kepler system. Unlike other routine planetary surveys, this signal was different, complex, rhythmic, suggesting something beyond natural phenomena.
Una's instincts, honed by years of space exploration, told her this was no ordinary discovery. Prepare the landing module, she instructed her second-in-command, a calm and precise engineer named Jae-sung. His fingers danced across the control panel, initiating pre-landing protocols. The ship's advanced scanning equipment began mapping the planet's surface, revealing a landscape both alien and strangely symmetrical. As they descended through layers of thin, bluish atmosphere, the team noticed intricate geometric patterns etched into the planet's rocky terrain. These were not random geological formations but deliberate, structured designs that hinted at intelligent design. Una felt a mix of excitement and caution pulse through her veins. The landing was smooth, almost too perfect. Metallic structures jutted from the rocky ground, reflecting an iridescent sheen that seemed to change color with each passing moment. These were not natural formations but clearly constructed by something or someone. Jae-sung checked the environmental readings. Atmosphere is breathable. Gravity slightly lower than Earth's. Temperature stable at 18 degrees Celsius. His clinical assessment masked an underlying current of anticipation. Una selected her initial exploration team. Herself, Jae-sung, and 2 xenobiologists, Min-ki and Hygiene. Their exosuits were equipped with the latest communication and protection technologies, designed to handle unexpected encounters. As they stepped onto the planet's surface, the ground felt strange, almost responsive, like a living membrane that slightly shifted under their weight. The geometric patterns they had observed from orbit were even more intricate up close, resembling complex mathematical equations carved into stone and metal. Suddenly, a tall, silvery figure emerged from one of the metallic structures. It moved with a fluid grace that suggested both intelligence and careful calculation. This was no primitive being, but a representative of an advanced civilization. The being raised a hand in what seemed like a universal gesture of greeting. Una noticed intricate markings on its arm, delicate, almost script-like patterns that seemed to pulse with an inner light. "Greetings," the being spoke, its voice resonating not just through sound but seemingly through some form of telepathic communication. "I am Daeho, representative of the Kaldorian Research Collective." Una stepped forward, her translator working to convert the complex linguistic patterns into comprehensible human language. "I am Captain Una Park from Earth. We come in peace and with scientific curiosity." Daeho's silvery form seemed to shimmer slightly, a reaction that Min-ki would later describe as a potential emotional response. The alien's eyes, large, multifaceted like a complex lens, studied Una with an intensity that suggested they were analyzing far more than just her physical appearance. What neither Una nor Daeho realized in that moment was that their first encounter would trigger a series of events that would fundamentally alter the understanding of interstellar relationships. The simple act of communication was about to become something far more profound and unexpected. The planet around them seemed to hold its breath, as if aware that a significant moment in cosmic history was unfolding. The geometrical patterns on the ground, the metallic structures, the very atmosphere itself appeared to be watching, waiting, anticipating the consequences of this first contact. Little did Captain Una Park know that her routine exploratory mission was about to become anything but routine. The universe, in its infinite complexity, was about to reveal one of its most surprising chapters. The moment Una's hand accidentally brushed against Daeho's ceremonial armband, something profound happened. The entire research team froze, their collective breath seeming to stop simultaneously. Daeho's silvery skin changed color, a ripple of deep blue spreading from where Una's fingers had touched his intricate arm marking. His large, multifaceted eyes widened with an expression that seemed to mix shock, surprise, and something close to ritualistic terror. What have you done?" Daeho whispered, his voice trembling with an emotion that transcended simple communication. Yuna looked confused. I'm sorry. Did I hurt you?
Jae-sung, always analytical, noticed the strange reaction and stepped closer. The Kaldorian researchers around them began backing away, creating a perfect circular formation that seemed more like a choreographed dance than a random movement. The sacred claim, Daeho muttered, his voice now louder.
You have performed the ancient ritual of mate selection.
Min-ki, one of the xenobiologists, quickly activated her translation and cultural analysis device. The machine began processing the complex linguistic and cultural data, attempting to understand the profound implications of Daeho's statement. The Kaldorian research team started whispering among themselves, their language a complex series of harmonics that sounded like music more than speech. Their body language suggested a mix of reverence, fear, and something that looked remarkably like excitement.
Daeho turned to his fellow researchers. She has touched the sacred marking during the third planetary alignment.
According to our oldest laws, this means she has claimed me as her permanent mate.
Yuna blinked. Claimed? What are you talking about?
The translation device in Min-ki's hand suddenly projected a holographic representation of Kaldorian mating rituals. It showed an intricate series of gestures, touches, and alignments that seemed more like a complex mathematical equation than a romantic interaction. In Kaldorian culture, Jae-sung explained, reading the device's output, certain physical interactions during specific cosmic alignments create permanent biological and social bonds. Your accidental touch appears to have triggered this process.
Daeho looked both terrified and strangely honored. The claim cannot be reversed.
By touching my ceremonial band with your right hand during the current planetary alignment, you have legally and culturally bonded with me according to our most ancient traditions. The Kaldorian researchers began preparing what looked like a ceremonial documentation process. Holographic screens materialized, displaying complex diagrams and legal texts that seemed to be recording this unprecedented event.
Yuna tried to protest. But I didn't mean to do anything. This was just an accident. Daeho's response was calm and matter-of-fact. Intention does not matter in our culture. The cosmic alignment, the specific touch, the precise location, these are sacred mathematical equations that determine bonding. You have completed all requirements. Min-ki's device continued translating, revealing layers of complex cultural information. The Kaldorians viewed mate selection as a cosmic mathematical calculation, not an emotional choice. Physical interactions during specific alignments were considered binding legal and biological contracts. The research team from Earth watched in stunned silence. What had seemed like a routine planetary exploration had suddenly transformed into an extraordinary cultural collision. Yuna Park, a seasoned space captain, found herself unexpectedly married to an alien she had just met, through a ritual she didn't understand. Daeho looked at Yuna, his multifaceted eyes reflecting a mixture of professional respect and cultural obligation. Welcome, mate, he said simply, as if accepting an inevitable universal law. The universe, in its infinite complexity, had just played another of its mysterious jokes, turning a simple touch into an interstellar diplomatic incident that would reshape humanity's understanding of alien cultures. The Interstellar Council chamber buzzed with tension. Representatives from hundreds of alien civilizations watched the holographic transmission showing Captain Yuna Park and Daeho, the unlikely pair whose accidental bonding had become the most discussed event in galactic communication. Earth's diplomatic team scrambled to understand the complex Kaldorian mating laws. Ambassador Kim watched the proceedings with growing anxiety.
This was not a typical first contact scenario, this was a legal and cultural minefield that could potentially trigger an interstellar diplomatic crisis.
Daeho stood calmly before the council, explaining the intricate details of the mate claim.
His explanation was a complex mix of mathematical principles, cosmic alignments, and cultural traditions that left most human representatives completely bewildered. The touch occurred during the precise moment of planetary convergence, Daeho stated.
Our laws are clear. Captain Park is now my permanent mate. This cannot be reversed.
Yuna sat beside him, looking simultaneously frustrated and fascinated. She had become an unexpected ambassador, bridging two completely different cultural understandings of relationships and social bonding.
The Zornian representative, a tentacled being from a distant star system, leaned forward. This is unprecedented. A random touch creates a permanent biological and legal bond? Kaldorian researchers began presenting holographic projections showing the mathematical complexity of their mate selection process. It looked more like an advanced quantum calculation than a romantic interaction. Each gesture, each touch had multiple layers of meaning that transcended simple human understanding. Earth's scientific community was equally intrigued. Researchers worked overtime, analyzing the cultural and biological implications of this unexpected bonding. What seemed like a simple mistake was revealing layers of complex alien social structures. We cannot simply undo a cosmic alignment, Deho explained patiently. The touch, the moment, the specific location, these are not random. They are precise mathematical equations that determine permanent connection. The Interstellar Council members represented dozens of alien civilizations. Some looked amused, some looked concerned, and others seemed genuinely fascinated by this unexpected cultural collision. Yuna, realizing her role, decided to embrace the situation. If this is our reality, she announced, then we should understand it completely. Her decision to approach the situation scientifically rather than emotionally impressed many alien representatives. She wasn't fighting the bond, she was studying it. Deho's research team began preparing comprehensive documentation. Holographic screens filled the council chamber, displaying complex diagrams that looked like advanced mathematical equations mixed with biological connection maps. The human scientific community saw an unprecedented opportunity. This wasn't just a diplomatic incident, this was a chance to understand an entirely new approach to social bonding and relationship formation. News networks across multiple star systems began broadcasting the story. A human captain accidentally bonded with an alien representative through a single touch. It was the kind of story that captured imagination across different civilizations. Ambassador Kim realized this incident could either become a massive diplomatic problem or an incredible opportunity for interstellar understanding. The way Yuna and Deho handled this situation would potentially reshape human-alien interactions for generations. Deho looked at Yuna, his multifaceted eyes reflecting a mix of scientific curiosity and cultural obligation. We are now connected, he said simply, by laws older than both our civilizations. Yuna nodded, understanding that she had become more than just a space captain. She was now an unexpected bridge between two completely different ways of understanding connection, relationship, and social structure. The Interstellar Council continued its deliberations. Outside the chamber, researchers, diplomats, and curious citizens from multiple star systems watched and waited. One small touch had transformed a routine planetary exploration into a moment that would be remembered in galactic history. The universe, in its infinite complexity, had once again demonstrated its capacity for surprise, connection, and unexpected unity. The diplomatic tensions were just beginning, but so was a journey of unprecedented discovery. Weeks passed, and Yuna discovered that her unexpected bond with Deho was more complex than a simple legal arrangement. Their interactions became a delicate dance of cultural understanding, scientific curiosity, and gradual mutual respect. The Kaldorian research facility became their shared workspace. Researchers from both species watched carefully as Yuna and Deho learned to communicate beyond words. Their connection was less about romance and more about a profound intellectual partnership. Deho explained the intricate mathematical principles behind Kaldorian social structures. Yuna, with her scientific background, found herself fascinated by the complex system that treated relationships like precise cosmic equations. What initially seemed strange now became an intellectual challenge. Their research teams observed something unexpected. The human approach of adaptability combined with the Kaldorian method of structured communication created breakthrough insights. Problems that had stumped both civilizations for generations suddenly found innovative solutions. A potential threat emerged from the Vortex Confederation, an aggressive species known for attacking research outposts. Intelligence suggested they were planning a massive invasion of research territories in the outer planetary regions. Deho's mathematical approach to strategic planning and Yuna's intuitive military training created an unprecedented defensive strategy. Their bond, once considered an accidental mistake, now became a critical strategic advantage. The Kaldorian research team noticed how Yuna's quick decision-making complemented Daeho's detailed analytical approach. Where Daeho would spend hours calculating potential outcomes, Yuna would identify the most practical solution rapidly. During a critical briefing, Daeho presented a complex defensive strategy mapped out in intricate holographic projections. Yuna listened, then simplified the approach with a few strategic modifications that made the entire plan more adaptable. "Your human intuition is remarkable," Daeho observed. "You see patterns that our structured thinking sometimes misses." Yuna smiled. "And your mathematical precision helps ground those intuitive leaps." Their research team began documenting their unique collaborative process. This was more than an unusual mating claim, this was a demonstration of how different cultural approaches could create something entirely new. The Interstellar Research Council watched their progress with increasing interest. What had started as an accidental touch was transforming into a model of cross-species collaboration. Kaldorian scientists discovered that human emotional intelligence, combined with their mathematical precision, could solve complex problems that had previously seemed impossible. Yuna's ability to think outside structured systems complemented their approach perfectly. As the potential threat from the Vortex Confederation grew, Yuna and Daeho's unique bond became crucial. Their combined strategic thinking developed defensive protocols that surprised military strategists across multiple star systems. "We are stronger together," Daeho would often say, a phrase that seemed to capture their unexpected partnership. Yuna realized that what initially seemed like a cultural misunderstanding was actually an opportunity. Their bond transcended traditional understanding of relationships, becoming a true partnership of minds and abilities. The research facility became a hub of innovative thinking. Other species began sending representatives to study how this human-Kaldorian pair worked together, hoping to understand the secret of their remarkable collaboration. Their story spread across multiple star systems, a tale of how an accidental touch during a specific cosmic alignment had created something far more meaningful than a simple mating claim. As the potential conflict with the Vortex Confederation loomed, Yuna and Daeho stood together, a perfect representation of how different perspectives could create something extraordinary. The universe, in its infinite complexity, had transformed an accidental touch into a partnership that would potentially change the course of interstellar relationships forever. Their bond was no longer about a legal claim or a cultural misunderstanding. It had become something much deeper, a true partnership that bridged not just two individuals, but two entire civilizations. The observation deck of the research vessel became their sanctuary. Yuna and Daeho stood side by side, watching the vast cosmic landscape unfold before them. Their unexpected bond had transformed from a strange accident into something that would reshape interstellar understanding. The Vortex Confederation's attack had been successfully repelled, thanks to their unique collaborative strategy. Their combined approach, Yuna's human intuition and Daeho's mathematical precision, had created defensive protocols that surprised military strategists across multiple star systems. News of their partnership spread quickly. What began as an accidental touch during a planetary alignment had become a symbol of cross-species collaboration. Research facilities across different civilizations studied their unique method of communication and problem-solving. Kaldorian cultural records were being rewritten. The rigid mate selection laws that had seemed immutable for thousands of years now appeared flexible, adaptable. Yuna had inadvertently challenged an entire civilization's understanding of connection and partnership. "We have changed more than just our own species," Daeho observed, his multifaceted eyes reflecting the starlight. "We have shown that connection transcends traditional boundaries." Their research team continued to develop groundbreaking scientific discoveries. The human-Kaldorian partnership had become a model of innovative thinking, proving that differences could be strengths rather than obstacles. The Interstellar Council watched with increasing interest. What had seemed like a diplomatic incident had transformed into a potential blueprint for future cross-species interactions. Yuna and Daeho represented a new approach to understanding and collaboration. A massive holographic display tracked their journey. Lines connected various star systems, showing the ripple effect of their unexpected bond. Scientific breakthroughs, diplomatic innovations, strategic developments. All stemmed from that single accidental touch. During a critical conference, ambassadors from multiple civilizations studied their collaborative approach.
Yuna's ability to break structured thinking, combined with Daeho's precise analytical methods, had solved problems that had seemed impossible for generations.
"We are more than a mating claim," Yuna would explain to curious researchers.
"We are a partnership of minds, of perspectives, of entire ways of understanding the universe."
The research vessel continued its mission, now a symbol of hope and possibility.
Their personal journey had become a broader narrative about potential, about breaking boundaries, about seeing beyond traditional limitations.
Daeho's Kaldorian research team integrated human approaches into their scientific methods. Yuna's team similarly adopted some of the mathematical precision that characterized Kaldorian thinking.
The exchange was transformative.
As they approached a new uncharted star system, Yuna and Daeho prepared for exploration.
Their bond had become something far more profound than a legal or cultural arrangement.
It was a true partnership of minds and abilities.
The universe seemed to watch, as if acknowledging this new form of connection.
Stars shifted, cosmic winds moved, and somewhere in the vast darkness, possibilities expanded. Their story became a beacon of hope.
A random touch during a specific cosmic alignment had created something extraordinary, a partnership that challenged everything both their civilizations thought they knew about connection, love, and understanding.
"We are explorers," Daeho would say, "not just of space, but of understanding."
Yuna would smile, adding, "And sometimes, the most important discoveries happen by accident."
The research vessel moved forward, carrying with it the promise of new horizons.
What had begun as a strange, unexpected bonding had become a journey of discovery, of breaking boundaries, of showing that the universe is far more complex and beautiful than any single civilization could understand.
Their story was just beginning. And the stars continued to watch, full of endless possibilities. As the ship glided through the cosmic darkness, Yuna and Daeho stood together, a testament to the unexpected ways connection can emerge, to the power of understanding, and to the infinite complexity of the universe.